Editing Kim here. Well, hello, HBICs, my fellow limitless, sexy, sassy, thoughtsy HBICs. How are you on this lovely morning, afternoon, or evening? This is a video that you're about to watch that was recorded on August 13th. I'm at my boyfriend's, so I didn't feel like hiding in a bathroom to record. And it's early morning, and I was watching this video on my phone. I'm like, why did I never upload this? This was stupid. I need to upload it. So I'm going to upload it today for content. Okay? Still applies. It's just older Kim. 4 months. No, younger Kim. 4 months younger Kim. So onwards to the video. Hello, my fellow limitless HBICs. How you doing on this lovely morning, afternoon, or evening? You're going to see me in Purple Rain and Prince on repeat, because I am recording more than one video today. I am recording videos to make sure. So you might see me in Purple Rain like 3 or 4 times in a row, okay? But now you know why. And also, we're cleaning. We're doing other things today. I got projects all over. I'm trying to get my house organized. You guys don't care. Let's get to it. This is, to be honest, this came up in a coaching call today. And it made me feel, you know what? I know that when I get handed something and it's manifestation related, there has to be other people in the same boat. So this is the video for it. Now, this is going to be if you think things are taking too long. This is not going to be your typical time video, though. If you think things are taking too long and you're getting frustrated with how long it's been, I get that, okay? If you're new to manifestation, I'm going to tell you what you should be hearing from every single person that you're watching or listening to, that no one can tell you how quickly your manifestation can come. Me saying that, I really want you to be clear on something. So this is more of a reminder, and then I'm going to read you some Neville, of course. This is the law of assumption. So what you assume to be true will be true. I want you to marry that phrase. What you assume to be true will be true. And you have total dominion. You have total dominion over your mind and your 3D reality. You just sometimes forget. Meaning, it is the law of assumption. If you would create an assumption that you manifest lightning fast or very quickly or within 3 days or instantly or overnight, you may create that assumption and you were therefore you will experience it in your 3D. You have total dominion over your mind and your full 3D experience. I cannot say that enough. Okay? But one thing that I would take a look at when it comes to your manifestation, and if you are concerned about how long it's taking. Now, number one, the basic bitch answer is, you thinking that is creating more time. You focusing on it's taking too long. It hasn't happened yet. It's based in a fear. That thinking alone is based in fear. So basic bitch tip is, we have to get a hold of thinking that. Meaning, listen, if we would spend more time focusing on what we want to experience as opposed to looking at the 3D and focusing on what we don't like, things would move along much quicker. I do think that we do hold a hand in the speed of which manifestations come. Meaning, the more you're focused on what you want to experience or embodying the state of having, embodying the state of you being the version of yourself that has the desire, and you're putting your focus solely there. Yes, I believe that is pushing things along, or your Amazon van is getting all green lights. But when you're focused on what you don't want and what you're not happy with and what you want to change dominantly, that is why things are not moving at the speed you would like. So, another tip is take a new inventory of your mind. Now, if you've watched me long enough, you know that I manifest by paying attention to my state of consciousness. I actively choose to embody the state of me having whatever I'm manifesting at the time. That is how I have manifested a lot in my existence, is by doing that, is by, stepping into that version of myself. Okay? So if that's not what you're actively paying attention to, your state of consciousness, I just want to remind you that is where and how we are manifesting. We are always manifesting out from the state we are embodying. From the state we are embodying. So who you're identifying yourself as is how you're going to perceive your 3D, meaning your state filtered glasses, and it's you projecting out at all times. That's what we're manifesting. Our thoughts are a product of our state. So if you are in a state where you are identifying yourself as not having your manifestation, that is why you're experiencing it. It is the repetition or the revisiting of the state of having that is going to objectify or put out in your 3D your manifestation. Okay? Okay. So let's take a new inventory of your mind. So, for example, if you're in the midst of affirming for a specific person and your ego is throwing thoughts at you that that person doesn't want you, or you're going to be single forever, whether you're manifesting new love or old love, it doesn't matter. What is your ego telling you? And have you truly addressed it? Because, listen, if you're manifesting new love or an old, someone you've had another experience with, I'm still stumbling over my words today, and you're just affirming for that relationship, or you are addressing your self-concept in general, but you're still holding on to the thought of, I'm afraid I'm going to be single the rest of my life. I'm afraid this isn't going to work. And that's what you keep beating your mind with. And that's what you keep hearing from your ego. That has to be addressed. So to summarize, listen to what your mind is telling you and write it down. And then check, have you actually addressed those fears? Have you sincerely addressed them? And bear in mind, each state has its own self-concept. Each state has its own beliefs and assumptions. Hence why I find it easier to work on embodying a state. Okay, so this is a Neville quote that I like. So you start knowing that you are the earth on which you start to labor. If you do it, you shall be fruitful and you will multiply. And you actually replenish this world, though it seemingly is barren. You replenish it if you subdue it. And the earth is self. The earth is self to be subdued. Not by beating self, as some people have misunderstood. Not by isolating the self in some little secluded spot. Not by running away from life. But in the midst of life is the opportunity to become meek. To take the violence that is man, it is individual man, and then bring it into the state of the meek to transcend the violence by not fighting against the conditions and circumstances. Know that the conditions or your circumstances can only reflect what is within the one who is observing the condition or the circumstance. So don't rage against it. Leave it just as it is. If conditions remain the same, that is a sure sign that you have not been faithful to righteousness or right consciousness. Had you been faithful to the consciousness of already being the man you want to be, the conditions, your circumstances, would have to change in harmony with that righteousness. So don't rage against it. Leave it as it is, and start today to take the wonderful earth, which is the footstool of the Lord, which really is the mind of man, and start really to work upon it. Then you will not turn from left to right. You will keep the narrow path. You will go out knowing you can do it. Now listen, this is Neville still. I know from experience it will not take long to see shoots appear. It will not take long to see the flowers appear. They will appear if you will take yourself in hand and by an uncritical observation of self. Watch the being you are. See the condition of the earth as it is now by the uncritical observation of your reactions to life. When you see who you are, that is showing you the state of the earth as it is now. Don't condemn it. Just start to subdue it and know that you do have dominion over all the fish of the sea, the fowls of the air, and all the animals that move upon the earth, knowing them to be the moods of thought, the desires, the passions that move in you. Start to entertain only the good and the very good. So the story is, you may find today when you observe yourself, by observing your reactions, that it's not a very pleasant land, but it is still a fertile land. It can be cleared of all these trees of traditional wrong thinking and can be replanted in harmony with the beauty that you desire. And in the immediate present, it will bear fruit in harmony with the seeds you plant. So that's what I mean by taking an inventory. Observe yourself. Pay attention to yourself. Pay attention to what your mind is thinking, where you go to autopilot. Pay attention. Even if you did it for 24 hours, take some time to really see how you're reacting to things, and where, when you're not affirming, not visualizing, not doing your tools and techniques, figure out, where does my mind take me? What is my autopilot? What is my mood? What moods am I having? And don't worry, being moody, having a bad day, not feeling positive all the time isn't going to stop your manifestation. I'm saying you're just taking an inventory of really what state you're embodying, or really, where are my thoughts? Because your thoughts are the product of your state. And so possibly, if you think this has been taking too long, there's a very good chance that the state that you are dominantly embodying is a state where you don't think that either manifestation works or you don't think it's going to work for you. So take a look at that. Chances are you're going to find something there. You're going to find something there. And from that, if you like to affirm, start creating new affirmations that are the opposite of what the ego has been telling you. So if you hear a fearful thought over and over again as you're taking inventory, that it's not going to work for you, or love is just not meant for you, that, the mean things that we hear, that we say to ourselves, or the fears that you're going to be the one left behind. Love is meant for all of us. Unconditional love is within all of us. That desire within me is because it's for me. It's for me to have. So of course I'm going to experience love. Of course I'm going to experience the reality of my dreams. So of course I'm going to experience my reality becoming my dream life. Of course I am. Whatever I'm desiring is for me. It is meant for me, because your higher power, or your God, wants you to have these experiences. Okay? So if you're struggling and you think it's taking too long, let's do one of those two things. Stop talking about time, stop focusing on time, but take a re-inventory of what's going on within. It's a good chance you're telling a totally different story than you thought you were. And on that note, it's never too late. I just want to say this before I let you go. It's never too late. You haven't screwed anything up. You really have dominion over yourself. You do. Your dreams, your desires are not out of your reach like some of you fear. They're not. Take a look at that inventory. Chances are you're going to find some stuff in there. And then we'll just recalibrate that, won't we? And we'll get that 3D to recalibrate as well. And on that note, I'll see you in a day. Love you all.